Well, hello. Welcome to Fair Life with Andrew McKee. It's Monday again. And it has been, well, an interesting week. As you know, most of the weeks have been interesting of late, especially after doing our double fair thing, well, that I did for me because I did Sherwood and I helped set up Norman for the online stream. So that was a bit crazy a week ago. And if you saw Fair Life back then, you'll remember me wearing my dark glasses and trying to. In fact, I don't. I vaguely remember last week's show. I was so out of it. So thank you for humoring me during that. I'm doing a lot better now. It's everything's relative. So after you pull off a weekend like that, this weekend went by great. No problems at all. Very relaxing and very easy. I love that. I love that. So yes, very good. And hello everybody. Yeah, I see you all in there. Kathy and Jan and oh hey Alicia and Janine and Drew and Crystal. Hey, great to see you all. Yeah. Oh, nice. And people are talking about getting their shots. Last week I got my first shot. Thank goodness. I'd been waiting forever for that. Trying to get that set up. For some reason in Austin, it took a while. Signed up for a lot of different options and tried to get it set up, but finally got it done. So yes, I got Moderna just last week. So on the right, finally on the right path. Whew, that's always a tough thing. That's been a weird bit of stress. I'm sure for all of you too, trying to make that happen and finally making it happen has been a good thing. It really, really good thing. And so yeah, great to see all of you are um, doing well with that. I'm glad y'all are taking care of that. Uh, wow. So yes, yes, and Lee is not wrong here. There was a lot of people trying to help me out and giving me advice, and I did sign up in different counties trying to make it work, and even looked at driving up to the Dallas area and Houston area to see what was possible. And no, we finally they came through in good old Austin. That list I signed up for a few months ago, finally they contacted me through email and got it all set up. And I want to say it was a surprisingly good experience. I got in there, and uh, from the time I parked my car to the time I got the shot, it took 20 minutes. Just walking through the line to get the shot, it was just the right amount of time for me to finish the paperwork. So I just finished it right when they said, okay, go over there and you're the next person to get the shot. I mean, it was really well done. I was talking to a few of the people in line, and they said that when it first started, oh, it was a mess. They were trying to get everything figured out. But now, yeah, now they like a well-oiled machine, and it seemed that way. So kudos to all of the health professionals who were involved in that because I really doing a good job. So impressed by that. Ah, oh, and Kathy, it was easy to find an appointment. Wow, ah, that's I don't know. I've heard that from a lot of people. I had a horrible time, but I finally got it, and we're good. So first shot in. Yeah, a few more weeks, I'll get another one. So that'll be good. That'll be good. And Fredericksburg, interesting. Okay, I didn't try Fredericksburg. I'd heard that that was a good option. So, well, all good now at least. So yes, that'll be good. And yeah, I think that's the same with me, Kristen. I should be, yeah, right when Sherwood ends. That's probably when I'll be fully there, too. But you do what you can. Always, always true. And yeah, um, and Andrew on YouTube is talking about the first shot, and um, yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you got that taken care of too. And I do want to say that I really enjoyed last weekend at Sherwood meeting some of you, like uh, Andrew and some of the others. That just I actually saying, oh right, yeah, that's who you are. Yes, being able to put a face to the screen name is always a nice thing. So I really that was a big thrill. I think yeah, two or three, yeah, three people from here. I finally got to put a face to it, and that helped. So that was great. So thanks. That was a lot of fun. It's always great to get to talk to some of you about that, and Also, even aside from that, just people who came up and said how much they appreciated uh, Life's a Fair and Fair Life as well for just what we have done over the last year and how much it's meant to them. And that was just so meant a lot. It really meant a lot. Made a lot of the work from the last year worthwhile because it is a lot of work for all of us. So, again, thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I got my shot on Wednesday, and then I think some of you were there to see our Thursday gathering show with a phenomenal storyteller, Black Lips Bonnie, who happened to be at Sherwood Forest Fair this past weekend as well. So, if for those of you that went to Sherwood this past weekend, you might have been able to see her at the Horseman stage, and she did a really good job. Good crowds and everything, and seemed to really impress a lot of people. So, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, she'll be back at Sherwood next year. That's what we're pulling for. Yes, it's. I think it's probably likely because, well, as long as she has the time to make it, and I hope she does. Oh, I love that. Lee just said every time one of you tells us something about how much you enjoy Life's a Fair, a new fairy gets their wings. I like that. That is, oh, that needs to be at least a meme or something. We need to turn that into a graphic ASAP because I love that. That is so good. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Totally makes sense to me. Um, but yeah. So hopefully you got to see Thursday's gathering with Black Lips Bonnie. Great storyteller, a lot of fun, great show. And if you didn't, please go back and check it out at on our YouTube channel or Facebook. You can see the show again, and it is really good. Good stories, good stuff. So always fun. Um, oh yes, that's another thing. Lee is right. If you did see Black Lips Bonnie at Sherwood, please let them know. Um, I know she already made the exit survey a little bit, but no, yeah, leave them a message because if you do want her back, it's a good way to ensure that that happens. Because some fairs don't pay as much attention to that kind of thing, but some do, and Sherwood is one of them. So it's definitely a good idea. Ah, yes. So yeah, let's see. Other than that, oh yeah, I also am doing the Nat 21 adventures for this season. Since Paulo Garbanzo, who runs that, and you've seen him on our channel before, he is at Sherwood for the full run. So he talked to me. Well, I think near a full run. He talked to me about being a part of it, and of course I was thrilled because I've gamed with Paulo before as a dungeon master, and it's always been fun. So yeah, I jumped right into that, and this coming up on tomorrow night will be the third weekend of that. So something fun to check out. I play a gnomish artificer, and I get to have a lot of fun with that. Channel my I channel my inner 15-year-old high school kid, which yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like that. Yes. Kristen is right that he's not there the last 2 weekends. I knew it was like near, but yeah, 6 weekends. That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah. uh, but yes. So yeah, do check out that. That's going to be on Not 21 Adventures, their channel on YouTube and Facebook and other places. So take a look for that, and I'm sure we'll have a link on our page for it, so you can check that out too. But that is a fun time. Now, this Thursday coming up, we have something kind of interesting because I'm actually doing the gathering this week on Thursday, so that should be a little different. Yeah, I'm going to do gathering, so you'll get to hear some music from Andrew. Yay! And the next week after that I'll be teaming up with my old bandmate Mark Gunn, and we'll be doing the Brobdingnagian Bards show, and that will be through Bandcamp, and I think tickets for that are $15 each. So yeah, check that out. That should be a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna have 2 straight weeks of online shows. So and then Sherwood in the middle. So yeah, things are really getting busy for me. It's crazy. But I will say it is really nice to get back into the music a lot more because I love Life's Affair and it is a lot of fun. But I'm a musician, so I definitely put a lot of my music aside to make Life's Affair happen, and it's good to get back into that some. So I'm really looking forward to that and enjoying it. And yeah, Lee is commenting about her gnome obsession, and she is not wrong. Yeah, it is. It borders on. It's a little scary, actually. Have you ever seen some of those old horror movies where they're like these statues, and they all just look like they're staring at you with shadows going weird ways and spooky music? Um, yeah, in the right lighting, in the right weather, it's kind of what it's like. It's a little eerie. It's a little eerie. That's a lot of gnomes. A lot of gnomes. Just throwing that out. Um, but yes. Uh, yeah, I know. Lee's probably right. There are probably some people that don't even know I'm a musician. Isn't that scary? Really strange too. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what to make about that. That's kind of strange because I yeah, I guess that's true of all of us, isn't it? We all have multiple jobs in a way, multiple things we're good at, or multiple things we do, and some people know us for one thing we do, and others know us for another thing we do, and it's always weird when those worlds kind of collide, and I guess that's kind of happening a little bit. So, never boring. Ah, uh, wow, and Janine's saying there's a shortage of garden gnomes in Britain. Um, that ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal plus the pandemic. That must be rough because that I can imagine that would be a nightmare. That would be a huge nightmare for some of those gnome obsessed individuals. And there are a lot of them. Oh my gosh. And yeah, Drew is also a musician. And that's one of the things about uh, a lot of the a lot of the performers or artists or merchants or people at Fair. A lot of them do play music in some form or another, even if music isn't their main gig, which makes Fair a lot more fun. Especially when you hang out before Fair or after Fair, you get to jam with a lot of people that aren't necessarily known for their music, but some of them are very good. It's kind of interesting that the paths that we take sometimes, and maybe a little of what might have been, because some of them definitely could have been performers on stage if they'd wanted to go that way. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. But I think it also shows that how varied a lot of us are creatively, because when you're a creative person, you do a little bit of everything. You try different things. Um, I don't think I think a lot of us do have a lot of different interests. Like Alacia isn't just a storyteller; she's also an artist and a very good one. So I mean, she does have several different creative facets. As an example, and Lee is another good example. She is a musician, yeah, like she says, and yeah, and a dancer, and other. I mean, yeah, we all have different creative outlets, and that's another good thing about Fair, because it shows you don't have to restrict yourself to just one, and it often introduces you to others you may not have even thought of. That's I think that definitely happened to me. There were Fair opened up my eyes to a lot of different avenues and things that I really hadn't thought about before, sheltered as I was as a kid. So yeah, another great thing about Fair, I think, and something we can all appreciate and enjoy. But yeah, okay. Uh, yes, I think that that is all. Well, let's go ahead and jump into um, 7 reasons. One of the great things about the last few weeks at Fair is just how really how really Good, everything was. The fair did a great job of making everyone feel safe. I mean, getting the signage up and enforcing masks and cleaning benches and sterilizing and doing a lot of great stuff. I mean, at least as much as they could, because you can't do everything, but really doing a very good job with that. I've been very impressed with Sherwood. So, yeah, yeah. I think that really something to be proud of. But I thought for 7 reasons, let's do 7 ways that you can be an awesome patron. 7 ways to be an awesome patron, because all these patrons are coming in, and a lot of them are doing great. So let's just throw that together. 7 reasons. Yay! Okay, the seventh reason that you can be an awesome patron. Here we go. And this is a simple one. Follow the rules, right? Because come on, I mean it's simple. I mean, and the rules are not that hard, and they're actually very kind. I mean, yeah, when you're sitting down on your own and you're eating or whatever, yeah, take off your mask. You have to. It makes sense. But when you're walking around, sure, yeah, you should put it on and just try to keep everybody safe and make everybody feel comfortable about being there. That's really the key. So yes, just follow the rules, and they're pretty easy rules. Number six. Number six. Join the fun by dressing up and playing along. I mean, really, that's just even if you don't dress up, play along, have fun, and enjoy it. I mean, there are so many cast members and performers and people doing lane bits and all of that just really, they're just there to have fun and play with you, just to kind of interact with you and make sure that everybody has a good time. So don't have anxiety about it. Don't freak out about it. Just go with it, roll with it, enjoy it. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Um, so let's see. Number 5, shop and support the merchants. I mean, a lot has been said about the musicians and performers and how much of a struggle they've had, but the merchants really have had it rough as well. And just yeah, go in there and shop. I mean, just go in, take a look at what they have, and support them as best you can. And also be respectful when you go into their shops, because the merchants, they have to deal with a lot of stuff it can be rough, especially when you're stuck in the same room all day long. Um, in their shop. So yeah, go ahead, support them and be respectful to the merchants. They deserve it. They do some great stuff, and really take a lot of risks, and travel a lot and really make it happen. And they're a huge part of what Faire is. So yeah, support them how you can. It's good. Number 4, tip the performers. Now, I'm not saying this is my favorite one, but I might be a little biased on this one. I'm not going to lie. Just a little, just a little. But tipping the performers, very, very big. I mean, yes, yes. I will say that tippers have been very generous so far at Sherwood, and it really warms my heart. But yeah, keep that going. I mean, because yeah, I mean, the money from tips and merch sales and all of that really is a lot of the money that you make, because what you're normally paid at Faire, it's not, it covers expenses, but that's kind of it. That's usually where you make your money. So yeah, definitely a big thing. So definitely support the performers too. So please tip. Always appreciated. Number 3, bring friends and family and meet new people. Make new friends. I mean, you can go to Faire alone and you can have a great time. And maybe that's more what you want to do. I know I've known people who, they just have the personality where when they go into Faire with a group of people, they feel obligated to go with what the other people want to do, and they would rather go off and do their own thing. So okay, that's fine. If you need to go alone, and so that you feel like you have that freedom to see what you want to see and enjoy what you want to enjoy, I get it. But and if you're not one of those people, please go with a group, because it's a lot of fun. And if you've been to Faire before, I will say it's a lot of fun to bring people to Faire who've never been. It's kind of like that Disney kind of thing. You get to see it through their eyes. You get to relive your first time of going to Faire and watch the excitement that they get. So I'm a huge fan of bringing people to Faire for the first time because you get to live vicariously through them, and I love that. So yeah, definitely, definitely. Always, it's. I think it's usually better than groups. So yes, number 2. If you are drinking, please also drink water. In the long run, it's better for everybody. I mean, just keep that in mind because hey, a lot of people there are great pubs there at the Faire, and a lot of people go there to enjoy that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, make sure you stay hydrated with get some water, get some food as well, and yeah, just enjoy it because that is important, very important. And number 1 is tip the performers. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Number 1 is look for the magic and enjoy each moment. Because at Faire, there are great things all over the place. I mean, they spread it out on purpose so that every area is covered with cool stuff to see, cool stuff to smell, cool stuff to hear, cool stuff to experience. So just look for all of that. Don't just go with blinders on saying, oh, I need to get to this stage right now and ignore everything around you. I mean, immerse yourself in it and enjoy all that's around you. Look for that magic and enjoy those moments because there's just the whole concept of Faire, I think, whether you're a performer, member of cast, a merchant, whatever, is to try to create these great moments for the patrons who come in. Just here's a great moment, here's a great moment, here's a great moment, and just string them along as much as you can throughout the day. So appreciate them when they come because when they do, you'll remember them for always. And I know I always have. It is really a great thing, and it's one of the best things about Faire. I mean, I remember bits that cast members, when I was going to TRF when I was a kid, that cast members would would do, just to interact with me when I came in through the front gate back, decades ago. And I still remember them because they were just like, wow, this is really awesome. And yeah, just be open to that. Enjoy it. So, okay, 7 reasons that you can be an awesome patron. How you can do that. Yeah, and Lee's right. She didn't come through Faire attending. She came in kind of from the side. It's really interesting how that happens. The performers often kind of get that way. They'll cast members or stage acts, they'll do other things first, and then somebody will say, "Oh, you should come to Faire and try it," and then they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, this is pretty cool," but they don't ever start it with that patron approach. And I don't know. I think sometimes that's kind of cool, and sometimes it's a detriment because you kind of miss that perspective at the beginning. I think it's better if you go in as a patron, personally. Although I don't think it's necessary. I do think it kind of helps with your perspective a little bit. Oh, yes, and right. At old school TRF, they had some great street performers. And yeah, Drew was a part of that. So yeah, you would be very good at that, Drew. Teaching a street character class, I think that would be great. That would be really good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And dressing up, yeah, Kathy's saying dressing up is the best part. That is how we got into working a Faire. And yeah, it happens. Sometimes, I'm sure only a few people watching now can relate, but no, there are a few that they dress up and go to Faire, and next thing you know, they're working there. Because it's a little, it's the next logical step if you want to do that. And there are certainly, it is a very fulfilling thing to join a cast and be a character and let that artistic expression out. It is very fulfilling. So yes. Such a nice thing. Okay, well, let's see. Do, 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 do. Nice. Ah. So yeah, so that's pretty much how the last week is gone and most of what we have coming up. Now we do have a 3-day weekend coming up at Sherwood. So that's kind of interesting. They always have a 3-day weekend at Sherwood, and they moved the time of Sherwood because of COVID and everything. So they moved it back a month. Instead of being March, April, it's April, May. And they usually have the 3-day weekend, I think around spring break. So a little different. I'm gonna see how that goes. It should be interesting. I figure it's either going to be not many people or more than I expect. It's one or the other. Uh, but it should be interesting. But yeah, it's going to make it a very, very full week for me. Yes, doing a show tonight, tomorrow night on Nat 21, Thursday night for for Gathering, and then Friday all day for Sherwood, and then Saturday, Sunday as well. So yes, next Monday I might be wearing the dark glasses again. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll try to get as much sleep as I can, but it's not always easy to do. It is not. But last weekend was just so much fun. I did manage to get some sleep, so that helped, and I got to hang out with Alicia, who was there, and that was a lot of fun, and hang out with a lot of great people too, and talk with a lot of people. So really good. Yeah. So really, really nice. Really, really nice. And Jan is saying that she's hoping to be there Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday. So okay. Well, that is so good. Mm. And Kristen says she's worried about the 3-day weekend. Don't be. It'll be fine. I mean, I admit that Saturday night you're going to be like, oh my God. If you're not used to it, it's a little overwhelming when you think, I've got to do another day because you're not used to it. You're not. So just accept that Sunday's going to be a little rough. But the beautiful thing about Sunday is even on a 3-day weekend, Sunday morning is very chill. There's usually people tend to come in late, more around noonish than they do at opening. So it's a very relaxed atmosphere, not just in the number of attendees, but also the attitude on Sunday morning, and that is nice. So that really helps make it easier, Kristen. So don't worry, don't worry. Yes, yeah, yeah. Lisa says you had a friend who wanted to audition but was too chicken to do it alone. That probably happens a lot, and you'll find, I think that a lot of people when they audition, it's because somebody talked them into it. Um, oh, and Andrew on YouTube says that his sister-in-law is on cast at Sherwood. Um, okay. Wow, nice. So yeah, I mean, it happens. It definitely, usually friends, family, often are cast members. I, I first started going to Faire because of my older sister. She was interested in Faire and brought me. Actually, the first time I went, she was going with her friends, and she brought her younger brother along. Bless her, because I know that's not the first thing you really want to do when you're going out with your friends. But she did, and I really got to enjoy Faire a lot. It was just a wow moment constantly. I went and saw every music act and went to every music shop, and then saw other stuff too. But it was very music heavy. Was my interest. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I did get to see a lot of different things. And yeah, definitely true that Sherwood has a very strong community, and it's one of the things that Lee's right. It makes Sherwood a very, very good fair in many ways. I mean, the strong community really aids in that, because fair is heavily about community. Whether you're on cast or a performer or a patron, it's about meeting people, and some that are nothing like you and some that seem to be exactly like you, and everybody getting together and just enjoying it. It is it's very much about community. Hmm. Ah, excellent. Excellent. And yeah, Alicia is saying that she got me to blush. I don't really know what she's talking about. I don't really think that I don't really think that happened. I mean, I'm wearing a mask. How could she tell I was blushing? That's my point. I think she was wishful thinking. I mean, I've got a mask that's cutting off the circulation of my ears. I really think it was optical illusion. Just saying. Just saying. Yes. Oh, mercy. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, it's actually been Drew's talking about it's weird to audition at this point in his career, and I understand. Um, as a performer, uh, gosh, I haven't had to audition in a while. Um, but yeah, I mean, usually what tends to happen to me and did for most of my career at Fair and music in general is somebody from another fair would see me at the fair I was at and talk to me about it and say, "Oh yeah, I like your show. You should come to this fair." And I call them up, and that's it. I kind of audition while I'm at another fair. But if you're doing something totally different that hasn't seen you before, you kind of have to. I mean, I get it. I get it. Hmm. So yes. Really, Lee? You're going to talk about the blushing and throw me under the bus that way? Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. 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 Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. This is well. Yeah, and Alacia saying she kind of auditioned this weekend, and that's true. I think. I mean, she got lucky because the entertainment director was her stage manager for one of her shows, so that worked. Um, the entertainment director at Sherwood is also one of the best hawkers in the state, so that never hurts to have him as your stage manager because he will help fill your seats pretty easily. He's very good at it. Uh, but no, I think she really nailed her audition. So good job, Alicia. Yeah, and Drew, I totally understand. We audition, but we don't audition. I get it. Um, yes, and that's actually when I first met Zane. I met him as a hawker at TRF. He uh, back in the day. I mean, really phenomenal at it and hilarious, very hilarious. So yeah. Well, I think that's about all I have here as far as news goes. A lot going on, a lot of cool stuff to look forward to. Um, Definitely check out last week's show with uh, Black Spani or Alacia. I mean, it's really good story stuff if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, look for this Thursday for me to be on Gathering and a fun show. Should be a good time. And um, yeah, yeah, really good stuff. So, always a pleasure. And wish me luck on this weekend's 3 day weekend because it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm starting to get used to doing Fair again after a year off. Finally starting to feel like, okay, okay, I can do this. And then we get a 3 day weekend. So it's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie, Kristen. It's gonna be interesting, but we can do it. We've done it before, and we can do it again. Ah, uh, so yes. Well, okay. Well, I will let you go and have a good one, and I will see you soon. Take care.